Hey, welcome. Have you ever been listening to a playlist or the radio and just had this weird feeling that music just sounds different now? Like, really different from the songs you grew up with? Well, you're not imagining things. Today, we're going to unpack the great unbundling of the music industry and find out why everything has been so completely rewired.
I mean, just think about it for a second. When was the last time a brand new band, like a real rock band or an R&B group, totally dominated the pop charts? They used to be everywhere, right? And now, it feels like we're living in the age of the solo act.
And what about the songs themselves? You know that classic part of a song, the bridge, where everything shifts and it builds up to that huge emotional payoff? Poof, it's like it's just vanished from most mainstream music.
And finally, the big one. Why does it feel like every hit song is over before it even starts? The 4, maybe 5-minute epic has been totally replaced by these little 2.5-minute tracks. So what on earth is going on?
Well, if you've been noticing all this, you're not going crazy. These aren't just feelings, they are real, measurable trends. When you analyze decades of chart data, it's clear as day. Pop is now ruled by solo artists, the songs are way shorter, the structures are simpler, the lyrics are more repetitive, and it's all less about those big powerhouse vocals and more about just creating a vibe.
So to understand why the art has changed so much, we have to stop looking at what's happening in the recording studio and start looking at the industry's bank account. The answer to this mystery isn't in the melody, it's in the money.
And this chart right here shows a pretty shocking truth. You'd think that with billions of us streaming music all day, every day, the industry would be making more money than ever, right? No, the total cash coming in from streaming still hasn't beaten the peak of what they made from CD sales back in the 90s. The whole pie has actually gotten smaller.
And what about for the artists who are trying to get a slice of that smaller pie? While the reality is pretty brutal, this quote just puts it perfectly. To make a real living from streaming alone, the numbers you have to hit are just astronomical. So, it all comes down to this one tiny, kind of depressing number, $0.002. That's roughly the average an artist earns for a single stream. You can see how getting enough for that burrito, let alone paying your rent, becomes a monumental task. And this idea, the album equivalent unit, really shows you the crazy new math of the music world. Think about it. To make the same amount of money as they did when one dedicated fan bought a CD, an artist now needs 1,500 casual streams. The entire economic model has been completely flipped on its head.
Now this economic pressure has a direct impact on who gets a record deal. It's made the labels incredibly risk-averse. I mean, from their point of view, why would you invest in a costly, complicated band with all those different personalities when a solo act is cheaper, way easier to manage, and just a much more controllable investment? The charts today are a direct reflection of that business decision. And this shapes the actual music we listen to. Songs are literally being engineered to win in the streaming era. Shorter lengths mean more plays per hour, which means more revenue. The hook comes right at the beginning to grab you before you swipe away. Bridges get cut because they're seen as a place where you might get bored and skip the song. It's all about pleasing the algorithms that run the playlists. But, okay, it's not all doom and gloom. It's actually kind of exciting. Because while the old model is clearly broken, a whole new one is being built from the ground up. Artists are adapting by basically throwing out the old rulebook and becoming entrepreneurs. Yeah, instead of just hoping to get a record deal, smart musicians are now building their own small businesses. They're creating this whole portfolio of different income streams. Everything from direct fan subscriptions and getting their music in TV shows, to selling limited edition merch and even creating custom songs for their biggest fans. They're going directly to the people. And one of the biggest game changers in all of this is sync licensing. It sounds technical, but all it means is getting your music placed in media like a TV show, a movie, or a video game. For an independent artist whose music creates that perfect vibe, getting a single song in a big Netflix show can be a huge financial windfall. But if you want to get into that world, you have to treat your music like a professional product. Sync agents and music supervisors need instrumental versions to put under dialogue. They need all your files perfectly tagged with metadata like the mood and genre so they can actually find your track. You have to prove you own all the rights and you need to send them high-quality audio files. Seriously, no MP3s. Direct fan support is another massive piece of this new puzzle. But where that support happens really matters. The cut that a platform takes from your fans' money can vary wildly. Choosing the right one can make a huge difference in how much of that money actually ends up in the artist's pocket.
Okay, so let's make this feel a little more real. Let's look at a case study. Meet Mona F. X. She's a 42-year-old bassist who, after years of touring and feeling totally burnt out, decided she was going to try to build a modern music career, all from her home studio. And the result? Mona now earns over $75,000 a year just from her music. And get this, that's with no label, no touring, and no viral hits. She just built a sustainable business around her art. And the key to her success is right here in this breakdown. There's no one silver bullet. She stacks all these different, smaller revenue sources on top of each other. Sync licensing and her direct fan club are the biggest pieces, but they all add up to create a really stable, impressive income.
And Mona's story really gives us the perfect quote for this entire new era of music. It's really the whole thesis in one sentence. Once I stopped trying to get famous, I started getting paid. The goal itself has shifted. It's not about chasing stardom anymore. It's about building a sustainable, creative business.
So this is the new reality. The old gates have all crumbled down, but the path isn't necessarily easier. It requires a whole new set of skills that go way beyond just making music. And it leaves us with a really critical question for the future. Has the role of the artist fundamentally changed from creator to CEO? Something to think about. Thanks for watching.